Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Jen Gaga's World. Today is just a quick video diary of how I plan to tackle my New Year's goals in losing 50 pounds. Yes, you heard that right. 50 pounds. I know you're probably thinking, but you're not that big, because I've heard people say that. I don't know if they're just being nice or they really mean that. But I do want to point out that from here and up, everything looks fine and dandy. It's that middle waist section that just kills me. And anything that I try to put on or wear, I just feel like it's just always been my problem area. Now, granted, I've had children. I've had a C-section in the past. My doctor even said the fupa may not ever go away because you don't have the muscle in that area to really make it go away anymore because they had it cut through. But plastic surgery is always an idea, but before you can do that, you have to lose the weight. Now, I'm not saying I'm going under the knife anytime soon, but am I opposed to it? I'm not. And so in the future, perhaps next year, once we have, my son's wedding costs, etc., out of the way, that could be an idea. And I'm not here to promote plastic surgery. That's not what this video is about. But I just wanted to kind of share with you all how I plan to go about at least giving my full effort when it comes to losing and creating a plan for myself to lose the weight and get fit. So for any of you who are new to my channel, thank you so much for joining. Please make sure to hit subscribe, make sure to hit that like button, and comment down below any goals that you may have for yourself in 2023. And if it is a fitness goal, how do you plan to overcome it? Because I can use all the suggestions, all the recommendations that I can get. Now, I do know that for some of you, for those who are not familiar, I am Catholic. And so for some of you that are, you may know that we have the Lent season coming up here soon. So one of my goals is going to be to go as vegetarian as possible. Vegetarian meaning I can still eat eggs, dairy, cheese, which I love, but really trying to stay away from any red meat or chicken. I'm going to try to do my best and I might even consider it a pescatarian diet. So I could still eat like fish and shrimp, etc. But I'm going to do my best to stick to that because I feel like in today's world, there's so many options now that it can actually be possible. So that in itself will not only fulfill my goal with Lent, but it can actually help with my fitness goals as well. And so if you're interested, go ahead and keep on watching because I'm going to share with you my little plan of attack. All right, so talk to you soon. Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to capture this moment for my workout goals and thought I would write down my workout plans and goals for the year. So I saw this once on Pinterest, and it's interesting because you come across all these fancy spreadsheets, you have Excel, like there's all these things, but there's something about writing it down, for me anyway, that it tends to like help make it actually happen. And so I want to go ahead and share that. So I did it in two different ways. They always say that it's best to, obviously it's the slower you lose the weight, the better you keep it off, because if you do this quick fix diet, obviously, yeah, you're going to lose it, but is it sustainable? And for me, I think that was always the issue. It's always been this yo-yo for me. And for those of you who know, like phentermine is one of my biggest tools, but I'm trying so hard to stay away. Not only is it expensive, because I think at the time, I don't know what it is now. It's been a few years. At the time I was paying like $65 every 2 weeks. I think it was $35 a week or every $65 or every 2 weeks. And the reason why the $5 difference is because the B12 shot, which I love the B12 because it gives you that energy. But I also know phentermine, it's not that it's bad for you, but it does make for your heart rate to go up. I mean, with any energy, anything, right? Usually that happens. But what I notice is I'll do hella good, like so good when I'm on it, and I don't eat crazy, like I don't get all these extra cravings. So it's definitely a tool, but I want to try to do as much as I can on my own. If I resort and fall into that, it is what it is. Like I got to do what I got to do to really get myself out of this funk, if you will, because I haven't been this heavy since I think like 2000, I want to say 16, and then 17 is where, no, excuse me. I graduated my undergrad in 17 and I was at my heaviest around that time. So I think it was that fall after I got out of school. And what's crazy is that I went into grad school and yet I was able to lose weight. It was the weirdest thing, but I just don't know. Like I look back, and the reason I know that is because I remember looking back and seeing my images in 2017 versus 18. And I had lost like about 20 pounds, but I was doing Herbalife, and I was also, I think I started with Herbalife and then I dipped into phentermine. And then from there, I just kind of stayed consistent. I slowly went back up again, but then I started to go back down again, and then COVID hit, and then here we are. So, it happens to the best of us, and it's just one of those things. You just got to keep working forward and moving forward. So again, I'm going to try to stay away from that. I did purchase the One Soul fat burner pill. That's through Booty King. For any of you who follow him, he has his own brand, and I have seen some results with the clients that he's trained. Obviously, they're on a strict diet, etc. I'm not being trained by him personally, and I don't have access to the other products because when I looked, everything was sold out. And if I really wanted protein shakes and all that, I have access through my Herbalife account still, but I'm just really trying to do my best in eating normal foods and just incorporating changes throughout my day so that I can actually keep it off and just make it a lifestyle. Nothing wrong with protein shakes, but for me, let's be real, like for me, I like eating my food and eating my calories versus drinking them. And I think that's where I struggle. But without further ado, let me get into this. So this is what I did. I did one like this. This is kind of like the one I saw on Pinterest before, but then I also took another approach and did it in a list form because I knew I was going to run out of space if I did it this way. And it's a smaller notebook. Shout out to my goddaughter who gifted me this, Mackenzie. It's so pretty. It says beautiful, capable, worthy. And I was going to save this like for work, etc. And I saw it just sitting on my desk, and I'm like, you know what? This is exactly what's going to remind me why I need to accomplish these goals here. And it's not that I don't like how I look now. It's my gut. It's always been the biggest thing for me. And I just want to be as healthy as I can because I'm going to be approaching 40 years this year. I'm turning 40 this year. And the older I get, the harder it's going to be to take it, like to just, melt away the pounds. So I'm going to try to do my best and really, really sticking to this program. So starting with this first one. So if I were to do an average of 2 pounds a week, what it's going to be is I started at 182. For any of you who are curious, I am 5'2". Although some may say 5'1", but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna stick to 5'2". Okay, I'm a Lady Gaga fan, and she's also 5'2". If you don't know, stick to 5'2". So 5'2", and I'm at 182. So I'm a little fluffy, you know what I mean? But if I were to do every 2 pounds, I did weekly. So every Monday, if I do 2 pounds a week, I can essentially reach my goal weight. This is 50 pounds. This is a lofty goal. In the past, I've done 30, I've done 40, I've done 45. This is a lofty goal. I'll be happy if I can get down to 140. But why not push myself, right? So 132, apparently based on, or according to every week, lose 2 pounds. 132 could be accomplished by June 26th. And I was like, why is it so soon? Because I could have sworn it wouldn't have been until closer to my son's wedding, which is at the beginning of September. Well, that's because this is the assumption that I hit 2 pounds every week. But for any of you who are out there, that can be challenging, especially depending on what you got going on throughout the year, stress, etc. So I said, okay, so if I were to be a little lenient on myself, let's be realistic. If I were to shoot for even 1.5 pounds, which doesn't seem like much, but they do say typically, according to what I've researched online, I'm not a licensed professional here. This is just what I've researched and Googled. But according to the onlines, and even back in my Herbalife days, it's good to lose an average of 1 to 2 pounds a week. because you're losing it slowly, but you can also keep it off. So if I were to do 1.5 a week, because again, I want to still push myself, because if I say just 1 a week, I'm like, I don't really got to push that hard this week. 1.5, I feel like it's a good in between in the middle. So if I were to do 1.5 and starting, this is last week, and I'm already a little ahead of myself. This is why I don't want to get too big headed, because I jumped on the scale this morning, and according to my scale, and I want to make sure that I stick to my scale, because we got batteries in it this week, and the one at the doctor is always going to be more because I had on shoes, jacket, everything. And the one at the gym, same thing. I have shoes and my workout clothes, but I'm going to try to do consistently weigh myself every week on my own scale, and my own scale being the one where all I have is my underwear, and maybe the most I have up top is like my nightgown t-shirt or whatever, or a bra. But I don't want shoes on. I don't want anything. Like I literally just want it to be what I am, like underwear, bra, or the most a t-shirt. And also because it's the first weigh of the day, so that's where that they say the best time to weigh yourself is in the morning. So according to that, as of this morning, I was at 179.4. So I'm already ahead of the game, but again, I don't want to get too cocky. I'm also been eating really good now because it's the beginning of it, right? So we know throughout the year you could get lazy, or again, things happen, things change. So according to this, if I were to have started last week at 182 at 1.5 pounds, you notice I have a highlight right here. This highlight is around the time where my son's wedding. So according to this, at the time of my son's wedding, I would have reached my I'm okay with myself goal at 140 right before the wedding. But if I'm going to push myself to the 50 pounds, then ideally that would not happen until between the week of the 9/18 and 9/25, which is right at the end of September. But keep in mind, the wedding is right here. So the goal date to be done is by my son's wedding. But obviously, if it goes beyond then and I'm still working on myself, then that's what it is. And the other nice thing to highlight about this, and this, again, this might be even boring for any of you, but this is my own journey. This is my own video diary at this point. And I'm going to talk to myself. So girl, if you stick to your goals by the time, based on this, even if it results in a 1 pound loss a week, if you stick as much as you can to this plan, by your 40th birthday, you will be at your fittest you've been since you have begun being a mother. Okay. So if you could think back to after you had your first son, it's probably the last time you saw the 30s. The 130s, because after that, fast forward to you got comfortable, and then you wanted to have another child, and you got healthy as far as like just kind of plumping up, preparing for motherhood again. And then after you had him, you were still struggling to stay in the 140s. And y'all, back to everyone here, I thought 145 was heavy, and now that's like my ideal, I wish I could be their goal. The difference I think that I want to point out here is that when I was 145, I was looking at just the number. I didn't know anything about lifting. Lifting wasn't not that it's never been cool, but lifting wasn't the cool thing to do. Hip thrusting wasn't a thing. I didn't have access to the YouTube world where you can follow fitness gurus that could tell you what to do and how to do it. I was like, I need to run. I need to get skinny. And that's it. Skinny was what was in. But now that I know, and looking back, I'm like, gosh, had it been the world that we're in today back then, y'all, I would have been at my best. And I'm just like, if I can keep this mentality and just keep going and keep pushing, I will make it happen. So you got to speak it into existence. I kind of stuck myself in this 50-pound goal, and give me a second here. So this is a sneak peek into my vision board. And the other day I meant to write, I think I wanted to write 45, but I don't know what happened, but I wrote down 50 pounds, you guys. And it was like no whiteout. There was no way to go back and change it. And I just said, okay, well, that's what came out on paper, and that's what we're going to have to do. I do worry that I don't want to look sickly or like, whoa, what happened to her? Is she sick? But I think as long as you stay consistent with your workout and it's not just about being skinny, but being fit, then that's going to cure that fear of looking sick. So yeah, so join me on my journey. Let's see what happens. So again, I thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you can join me on this journey. I know I've had other journey videos like this in the past. I may not do too much of these like filming myself in the gym, etc., just because when I go to the gym, I'm all in and I'm not trying to worry about videoing. But I will capture throughout my vlogs what I've been doing, what I've been up to, any weight loss updates. I'll try to update everyone on that journey. And again, this isn't a weight loss channel. This is just what I'm doing to try to fulfill my goals. But throughout the year, as I capture my vlogs, I'll make sure to incorporate that. And then of course, eventually I plan on having an entire video on its own on just my journey, but I figured this was at least something to kind of let everybody know what I have planned in store and go forward from there. So tune in for that, and thank you so much again for watching. Bye.